What's up, guys? How's it going? Today I am bringing you some more Wheel of Time content. They just dropped a trailer today and we are going to break it down real quick. First things first, we're going to watch through it and then right after that we're going to talk about it. So I've only seen it very briefly, but now I'm really going to take a good look at it, and after we watch it I'm going to kind of walk through frame by frame, breaking down all that for you guys. Before we start the video, guys, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. I put up weekly Wheel of Time content as well as writing content. Would love for you guys to support. Now let's get into this video.
Swear your oath, Moraine Sedai.
I swear to speak no word that is not true, to make no weapon with which one person may kill another, and never to use the one power as a weapon.
Do you know what Aes Sedai means in the old tongue? Servants of all. It is they who serve the world.
I didn't choose this path, but I will follow it.
Where next?
The two rivers. The old blood runs deep in those mountains. Let's hope it's prepared them for what's coming. The Dark One is waking. But there will be one who can stand against him. And it's one of the five of you.
You fully lost your mind.
Your life isn't going to be what you thought.
Moraine.
What are those? His army is coming.
What can we do?
We protect the people we love, no matter the cost.
Our enemies are everywhere. They will leave no one standing.
We've lost too many people already. I can't lose you.
You won't. If we do not stop the Dark One now, the whole world will burn. I can't allow it. The wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
Do you think we'll ever go back?
Home? No.
So that was really awesome. Holy crap, this had a lot to unpack from it. I think this is like the longest trailer or sequence that we have gotten. I don't want to spend a lot of time. I only want to make this video like probably around 20 minutes. So I'm going to try my best to get through this information as fast as possible for you guys, and try not to miss anything. If I do, be sure to leave some comments below on the things that I missed. I love talking with you guys in the comments. But let's start just getting through this, the things that I saw, and we're going to go like kind of second by second, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it. So what it looks like is they touched up Rosamund Pike right here to be, she looks a little bit younger. I could be wrong, but it looks like, especially with the lighting that they're doing and probably some touch up with CGI, they're trying to make her seem a little bit younger. So it implies that we are going to be going a little back into the past, and all of that is probably some new spring stuff. I believe they did say there is going to be new spring stuff because of actors that were shown. Her eyes kind of look kind of weird in that, but it might be because of like the CGI they're doing. But we could definitely tell this is her ceremony to become an Aes Sedai by the dialogue that's sort of happening. But I think the trailer did a really good job setting up. You really need to be focusing on the Aes Sedai and their entire mission for the TV show. I get why they're doing more of this Aes Sedai sort of focus because they're a big part of the world and all that. And the way they do it in the books is great. Robert Jordan did a really good job. But when we're thinking about really big picture stuff, the White Tower has a lot to really play into that. This is great. This is Moraine probably after she's done her testing, and she has her blue Aja garb right here, and she's doing the ceremony with the oath rod. And we see the weaves come in with the oath rod. This is really cool. You can see the stuff like lighting up in the oath rod right here. That is really awesome. It's really good to set up visually why it is important that the Aes Sedai have an oath rod and that sort of stuff, and setting that up visually before the show sort of like really takes off, because we figure out about this stuff sort of later on in the books and stuff like that. But if we already get it established, like here's the Aes Sedai, here's what they do, here's why they have these certain limitations on their power, because these are powers that can destroy the world basically. So this is really cool to see her weave it in the little ball right here. Guessing she's maybe doing a shield. This is probably after Logain is out of his cage. We'll see a shot of that in a second. They're just putting these shots up next to each other. They seem pretty calm though. I love how it's like pulling it up from the air and coming down and around them like the weaves are, as if they're grabbing the weaves out of and making them out of thin air. It's really cool. I really like that. And here is Tom. I believe this is Tom, but that's great to see him. And then we've seen this shot before, so no need to really go over it too much, but we haven't seen this one, so this is great. I love the pendant. This is Moraine, like right here. This is a very character look for her. Yeah, huge emphasis on the Aes Sedai and a huge emphasis on the Emond's Field 5. Every single one of them could be the Dragon Reborn, even though in the books we already know that it is. I don't want to spoil too much, so I'm not going to get too much into spoilers, but we already know who the Dragon Reborn is. But there's a reason why for the show, they're like, not everybody has read the books. Like a lot of hardcore fans and a lot of fans of the books are going to be watching this, but we want to keep new viewers guessing of who the Dragon Reborn is. And we also have Logain, right? So that's really interesting. We've seen this shot, except from the back of her looking out. This is probably after her acceptance test, and she is weaving something here. You can see it in her hand down there on the right. So awesome, great action shot with the. I love the how grand they're making the environment. They showed that with the mountains, and they're showing that with the trees right here. They're really just making this landscape sort of grand, which I think is great. And then you have the typical line, "What do we do next?" And then Moraine's like, "We're gonna go here." All right, so that's cool. So that implies that I think we're getting backstory of Moraine, and it's probably going to be in quick, fast sort of like scenes or shots, and then it's going to go all the way until the end of their journey. And now they're ending up at going to the Two Rivers, and that's why they're having this dialogue right here. So it'll set up everything. So I have a feeling we're gonna have a lot of scenes we haven't seen yet of Moraine, and probably maybe in the first episode. I'm not sure, of her going through her quest or going through her acceptance stuff with the Aes Sedai, and then her training and all of that, and then how they meet. I'm sure that's gonna be maybe like a 5-minute segment. So maybe pretty fast. I don't know. Could be totally wrong. And then we get the Grand Mountains right here. I love this. I don't know why I never really thought of Emond's Field being a like mountain village, but it totally is, because the Mountains of Mist were right there. And like I said, the grand sort of this world is huge, and it's just showing that visually with these mountains. And they're talking about the Two Rivers people right here, and they're walking. We get this again. I'm so confused by this ceremony. It's very interesting. I don't think I mentioned it. I wanted to mention it in a video I was going to make, but I had to go travel, so I'm finally back home, so I'm able to make some videos again. Anyway, I don't think that the paint was CGI. I think it was actually all real, and we see in another clip that there's a whole bunch in the behind the scenes clip. I meant to do a video of that, but I just got too busy with life. Anyway, we see the women's circle. They're all holding like a jug of like something, so it's probably the paint. And this is what's speculated, maybe not her braiding her hair or her like becoming a woman or whatever, that kind of ceremony. This is her like going into the women's circle initiation and possibly becoming Nynaeve's apprentice, which I think would be super cool. And I could totally see that happening. And this is where they're talking about they're going to the Two Rivers to be like finding the Dragon Reborn. And we see Egwene, then we see Nynaeve, and then we see Egwene again, and then we see, oh man, I love this. Like, these are the scenes that fans are just really waiting for. Like, there's some really awesome, spectacular scenes that are we're gonna see and are gonna happen, but just to see all the boys like together, it's just something special. It really is, and that's why it's a little bit of a tragedy that Barney's not able to come back. But I'm sure Donald Flynn will be mixing in there pretty good. But yeah, man, I just like want to live here for a second. because it's just so awesome. Because minor spoilers, I guess, but sequences that happen. The group eventually splits apart. Whoa. And they're not together. All three of them are together for majority of the series. So it's just great to see them all together. And I think they keep misdirecting us. So we see this horse like coming here in the middle of the night, and we keep making it think it's the Murdral because that's the next scene right here. I think this is Moraine, and then like Lan's probably right behind, or that's Lan, and then Moraine's right behind him. So we've seen this, we've just seen it at different angles a lot. And then we see the Murdral again with the horse, and it's got the little mask on there. Skipping ahead, here's another sequence that we get of Shadow Logoth, which I think is really great to show how they've like entered and gotten in there. It's through the broken wall, and seeing how broken the entire like kingdom is, basically that entire city, of how broken it is and destroyed by the darkness. But I love how we've had these scenes where it's super bright, super vibrant, and then we get these sort of like very monotoned sort of sequences. So it's going to show diversity within the show and setting the tone for how the books actually are, because the books don't really get super dark, but there's a lot of things that are happening that are dark in them, and that's just the way that Jordan writes. There's definitely some horrific things that happen in this series, but we don't typically contemplate on them for a long time, or don't go into super big detail. It's just like, this just happened, and you're like, okay, you can read into it a lot more and see how dark it gets. So it's great to have these vibrant times and these times of like sort of darkness. And yeah, so this is probably them leaving the two rivers after it's like been completely destroyed, because Moraine's like, one of you could be this dragon reborn. I think she says that to them. But again, we're like, one of you guys could be the dragon reborn. We see Egwene, we see Perrin. I'm guessing this Perrin one is, I don't know, somewhere in Eye of the World, where he's about to fight against something. We get the hair flip. I love it. The braid flip from Nynaeve. So that's really awesome. If you want to speculate what you think Perrin is doing right here, I would love to hear from you guys. And then this is probably Winter Night or shortly after, and she falls after them. We get that flip. We've seen that shot before. We see Matt with a dagger pointing at somebody. He's like pretty freaked out by something. So this is really cool. You guys can speculate where this all takes place. Rand with his bow, probably practicing. Yeah, and this is where Moraine is like, one of you guys could be the dragon reborn. And that's why you need to come with me, basically. So boom, we get the group heading off. So we get Matt, Perrin, Rand, and Egwene, and then Lan is back there, and Moraine. So Nynaeve isn't with them yet, but she will join them. And he's like, you got to be mistaken. Probably at that sequence with Moraine, who's talking about like, you guys are one of these prophesied people. I love this shot too. They're on top of this mountain and cliff area, and they're looking out, and he's got a sheep's cloak. Perrin, Egwene. Oh man, it's all coming to life. It's all like so real now. It's so awesome to see. I'm so excited. Holy crap. The Wine Spring Inn is gonzos. It's out of there. We got dead people laying around over here. We got some people injured. So Winter Night is about to be played up. It is about to be bad. It is going to be really bad for these people. We can see Nynaeve is not with them because she is probably trying to heal people, but there's so many dead people. I didn't even realize this. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 of what we can see right here of like just dead people, and Wine Spring is like, yeah, pretty much destroyed. But we can see in this conversation that Nynaeve is not with them because she's going to be catching up with them. We've seen that in the trailer. And they're like, what is that up there? And Moraine's like, I already know. I don't know why she's kind of smiling. I'm like, oh, that's kind of scary. Why are you doing that? Egwene, oh. And then I'm so excited to see just how she portrays Egwene and throughout the whole series. It's going to be so cool. And then we see this, it like... This is terrible. This is terrible. The Wine Spring Inn, the whole Emmons Field is just destroyed. And then the Trollocs are coming. So they're like, it makes sense for the TV show because it's like you need that action, you need that fast pace to be able to get them going and get them out of there. But dude, it's insane. I love these next few shots though. This is so cool. This is so cool seeing, oh my gosh. Obviously this isn't Winter Night. This is another instance, probably during the daytime while they're getting chased or some other time, but this is just so cool to see all these Trollocs running through. That must have been so fun to film and shoot. And you see like this one guy, he's probably like leaping. Yeah, he's like hopping over here. But this is just absolutely insane. They still have their torches, so this is probably like they've been running away like day and night, and these Trollocs haven't rested, and they're still running after them, and they can't get any rest. I love how like not Narnia it feels, if that makes sense, because every time I thought of Trollocs and stuff like that, I thought of like Narnia. But this is super cool. So this is like probably one of them leading the charge, and this is the part so we could definitely say this is Tam's farm, and we see Narg coming in. Oh my gosh, they didn't skip out on the CGI, man. I'm sure there will be parts that it doesn't look that great, but I'm like, oh my gosh, this looks so cool. Yeah, so we see, wait, hold on. Wait. I totally thought that was Tam. Okay, it is. It is, and I love this shot. I thought this was Perrin for a second. I didn't really see. I just saw the hair. I thought it was Marcus, but dude, this is so. I love this shot. This is awesome. This is so cool to see. But yeah, you get Tam pushing them away, and the Trollocs busted in, so they do go home. They were speculating after like the teaser trailer that they wouldn't be going home and stuff like that, but they do. I don't know what Perrin is saying here, but something about something. I think this is probably it's that same color as like the after winter night and stuff like that, so that's probably then. We see Tam taking out the hair. Oh my gosh, I'm buying this. So I'm buying that when they are able to put it out at stores. I'm buying the hair mark blade. Oh dude, this is so cool. That's awesome. I love the blood everywhere. I love the blue eyes in contrast to the red, and you got the yellow orange going on right here. Great CGI. They didn't skip out, man. Especially you can't with this close-up shot. I believe it's a mixture of prosthetics and CGI, which is just a perfect move to go. So and then we see this next scene. Boom, he's trying to hit at him, and oh my gosh, Tam is a beast, dude. He just like stopped that full attack from a Trolloc. Oh yeah, and he's trying to push it in, and Rand's just sitting there, and then he shoots the Trolloc. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I miss anything. And you can't. This is all pretty straightforward. And we see this looks like Egwene because she has all that huge cloak and stuff like that, or it could be Rand with the bow on the back. Somebody's going away. We see Moiraine injured, and then Lan is trying to put her down. I believe this is after Shadar Logoth, and they get separated, and then Nynaeve catches up with them and stuff like that. So this is probably after Shadar Logoth. So this part of the trailer was really cool. So I think this is probably Fal Dara, maybe. And then that's Tarwin's Gap right there. I feel like that would like make the most sense. Then we see Lan and Moiraine going in to see the king right there. And that's like super cool. I could totally be wrong. Like, you guys correct me if I am wrong. My like Wheel of Time knowledge isn't the most expertise. But I believe that's sort of like where it is. Next thing we see here, and it's insinuated that this is by a white cloak, but we see probably a yellow Aja right here getting burned to the stake. This is just absolutely terrible, and it's just making... Oh, he's got blood on his hands. I didn't realize that before. And there's blood on the napkin right here in contrast to the white. That's pretty cool. That's terrible. I mean, everyone hates the white cloaks, and they're really... Okay, and you can see... I thought they were trying to play us, but you could definitely see he is eating and enjoying a meal, and you could see the fire right here in the cup. So this is definitely the same sort of scene. I thought they were going to try to trick us, but no, he's definitely like watching as... Oh, shoot, I didn't even realize that either. Watching as she's dying, and I was like, it may not be an Aes Sedai, but you could totally see that he has... a collection of the rings right there. That is absolutely terrible. Does someone do that in the books? Does somebody? I don't really remember that. Someone remind me if it is, but he's collecting all these rings from the Aes Sedai. So this probably is a character I don't really remember. But you guys let me know who that is. And I'm guessing this is a part of the sequences of the flashbacks with Lan and Moiraine to understand what's going on. But we see Lan here just like absolutely sad and losing it, and then we see Moiraine crying. So yeah, she's like crying. So this could totally be a New Spring moment after like his best friend died. Well, okay, hold on, sorry. I don't know if this is spoilers or not, but something really sad happens in New Spring. I spoiled it a second ago, but I'm going to try not to again. But really something really sad happens in New Spring, and Lan is just absolutely losing it because of that. and we see Moraine right here. So I think we're going to get a whole bunch of sequences of their backstory. I don't know if it's going to be spread out through the whole season, or we're going to get it all at once, but that's definitely what we're seeing right here. Then we see the aftermath of Winter Night right here. We've kind of seen the shot a little bit, but it's Rand. He's carrying his father on Bella because his father gets injured. And then he is like crying right here, probably about Pops. Never mind, I don't want to spoil anything. And then we see someone, I don't know who that is, but he's knocked out. They're surrounded by white cloaks. We get Perrin and Egwene, which I love that whole part of the book in Eye of the World. Someone's slipping out a dagger. I don't really know who that is because it doesn't look like Matt's dagger. And it's just like Rand's like, I'm sad I'm gonna lose you, and then she's like, you're not gonna lose me. And it's like, we'll see about that. And then we get a Trolloc attacking Nynaeve and Egwene. We've seen the other part of that shot where they're both like fighting. Oh my gosh, yeah, there we go. Where like Egwene's pulling that knife in that earlier one. Yep, and they're like trying to dodge that shot. Oh shoot! And she's coming out and just whacking them. That's great. That's a good thing to see. This is the shot I was really excited for because I'm like, okay, who's all here? Okay, so we have, is that supposed to be Loyal? Is that supposed to be Loyal right there? Who is this? Who is this? Why can't we see them? Why can't we see the face? All right, we got Perrin, we got Nynaeve, Matt, Rand, Egwene, Lan, Moraine, and who is that? That's Loyal. Who else is that going to be? No one. No one else. That's Loyal. I want to see his face. I didn't picture Loyal with that kind of hair. Where's his ears? I don't know. It's probably not Loyal. I need it to be Loyal. But this is super cool to see. This was one of the images that I really wanted to stop on, but I thought it would give us a little bit more, but totally could be Loyal. I want long ears though. But it might not be. And then we get the Nazgul fighting Tom. This is great. That's a thing that happens in the books. It's not a Nazgul, but they keep making him look like Nazgul. He's fighting the Murdral. We know what happens in the books. And this is such a cool shot. You can tell there's some CGI on it, but it's pretty cool. Nynaeve running away from, it's probably after Winter Night or the second attack. I don't know. Yeah, we have more Trollocs destroy. It looks like they are at they're at the forgery and stuff like that. And they're breaking down all of Perrin's stuff. So I was wrong. I totally thought that shot we've always been getting with the Trollocs in the background, or the Trollocs like that in orange in the background. It was just a punched in shot of this right here. I thought this was like a sequence where they're describing what's happening, like they did in Lord of the Rings, but no, it's not. We have them right here. This is definitely Winter's Night, so we do see this shot. Oh, that's like so crazy. That's gross. I love it though. This is so, you could definitely see the prosthetics and stuff like that. It just makes it seem so much more real and immersive, so I love to see it. I love how it goes from the white and then boom, the orange of the fire, and she weaves fire. Lan's fighting Trolloc in the background, and then boom. It's like magic that you're typically... Ooh, this is cool. So we get a beaked Trolloc right here, and he's already kind of beat up. It looks like pretty bad. This is really cool. I love this shot. Great use of lighting to and then sell that effect, and he gets caught on fire. This is another one I wanted to stop at. Super cool. You could definitely see the black trickles of the probably the one power of the male side, and he is melting these bars down. I thought this was so cool to see. So they are not skipping out, man, on the graphics. It's gonna look awesome. We see someone with a 3-starred dagger, and Logain's like trying to stop him. He looks menacing. Like I think they're trying to sell that, but I think he looks sort of remorseful. Like he's like, I don't know. I just want it to be that way. He's looking like, do you keep fighting me? Like, why? I don't want to have to do this, but I have to because you're forcing my hand. That's how I see Logain. This is so cool. Boom. Oh, just so awesome. He has 2 arrows drawn in that one thing. That's interesting. But I love this, using the one power to just cause big explosion. Big explosion. I love it. That's super cool. That's a great shot. Oh, dude, this is really going to be the next big epic, and I'm so excited. We see some more Trollocs here. This is probably the Borderlands. I'm guessing because they're that's how they're sort of making all their costume designs and stuff like that. So this is probably up there by Valdara. And then this is definitely the Aiel War. Like this is Dragonmount. I'm already gonna say it. This is Dragonmount. This is Aiel War. We're gonna get this in the flashbacks. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. I just finished watching Dune, so now I'm just like, okay, yeah, I could see a lot of parallels between them, and it's so cool. I love desert people. It's great. So this is so cool to see. I don't know why we're following this one person. Is that the same costume? No. Wait, maybe. I don't know. But great use of color, vibrance, like I was talking about. This show has a big contrast of to be able to fit the mood, and I love it. It's not just one tone. But this is super cool. Well, in New Spring, they don't have them attacking. They're actually retreating. So this is probably just giving context for the Aiel War. So that's super exciting. We've seen this shot before of Loghain. And can we see any? I'm like, can we see anything in Rand's eyes of like who he's looking at or shooting at? So I don't really know, but that's super cool. We've seen this shot. It looks a little bit more touched up. And I love how they did the circle. And it goes into the Wheel of Time logo. This video's gone a little bit longer than I expected it, guys. Sorry about that, but I want to be able to break down everything. And we go a little bit further, and this is one of my favorite scenes in Eye of the World is Perrin and Egwene, and they're with the Tinkers. And I believe the dialogue in the book was the other way around, and Egwene ends up crying into Perrin's shoulder because of just how sad she is. But I don't know if they're going to play her character that way. They might play her a little bit strong, but I don't know if they're going to play her that way. They might try to like keep her really strong, but I would love if they still had that moment because they're best friends. So it's like, or they're not best friends, but they're all friends and they'll grow up with each other. So to be able to be vulnerable with each other is like such a big thing. Like you can cry in front of your friends. Like that's okay. So I hope they don't play her too like hardcore. But I love this. One of my favorite parts in the entire book with the Wolf Brother and the Tinkers. Finally, of course, we've seen this shot. I've broken it down already. We get a different view. We haven't seen this side over here on the left, but we just see a whole bunch of Trollocs with the Murdraw, and that's cool. We get another shot of we get another shot of Matt here about to like freak out, and then we get Lan. This is probably Winter Night as well. Oh, dude, so freaking cool. They're not skipping out, man. They are not skipping out on any detail, and I just love it. I'm so excited. We get great prosthetics here. Here is Perrin with the axe. Oh, dude, that's so good. Axe with the hammer. Then we get this, some kind of symbolism. Oh, I think this is the women's circle, probably killing a Trolloc. That's so awesome to see. Oh, yeah, we've kind of seen this already. That's great. I love that. But yeah, I love seeing the women's circle coming together and then Rand blowing out this light. Yeah, and we're back to this one. And yeah, so I hope they don't skip out on that. I love that emotional scene between her and Perrin. And, you know, always that line that Perrin and all the boys say is just like, you know, Rand and Matt are better at dealing with girls than I am, but he's like still trying to comfort her the best way he can. That's just a thing in the books that always happens. But that does it, guys. That is it for the video. That's sort of my breakdown, my just initial thoughts and stuff like that. Let me know what you guys thought of the trailer. It was so fun to break it down for you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, guys, to help me out as I put out more Wheel of Time content every week. Thank you so much for sticking around this entire time, and be sure to comment below what your favorite part of the trailer was or any ideas that you have about the trailer, any thoughts. I love to hear from you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video.